Our mission is to impact the world by bringing the life-giving principles of prosperity to it. We want to help people improve themselves through their influence and improve the lives of those around them, whether it's through their example or through the things that the deeds and the acts that they do. Our vision is to guide our community to back engineer their full power and potential with purpose-driven growth so that they can do more of the things they love with the people they love most. I was just talking to a guy today, actually. He was like, when it comes to trading and stuff, I'm not looking to get rich. That's not most important to me. And he's like, it's more about the time. I would feel so wealthy if I just had control of my time and could spend it with my family, could spend it with my wife. That's amazing. That's what we hope to do. So then we get into our values. Our values are impact, integrity, and intentionality. So impact, in order to impact the world, we value time, health, relationships, and legacy relentlessly at the highest level. And then integrity, we value people over profits. And we're driven and dedicated to the success of our community. And then finally, intentionality, we provide result-oriented support through mentorship to ignite an inspired and focused community. That's our mission, vision, values. We live by that.
So what are the secrets? How do some of the most successful entrepreneurs find the freedom that we all got into business for in the first place? How did they find the time, energy, and resources to launch and scale strong? And how do entrepreneurs like us align our time, money, and energy in a way that will allow us to reach what we set out to achieve? These are the key questions, and this community will give you the answers. Welcome to the Prosperity Movement. So welcome to the Prosperity U podcast. As Travis said, we are swinging from the hips today, and we're going to have some fun. We're trying some new things, and I'm going to let my boy Zach Shanky take it away.
Awesome. So we have a set of mission, vision, and values that we've honed in over the years. We actually, the little history behind how we became partners in Prosperity Movement, it actually started being me and Bryan partners in a different company. And right then and there, we had a set of mission, vision, values. And then Travis came on board and we kind of tweaked. We had a third brain in the mix.
We kind of had to tweak it because he was a mess.
Yeah, we had to tweak it.
We had to tweak it. We had to hone it in so that he behavior modification.
You might be shooting from the hip, but you shot me right in the heart, buddy. that stung a little.
Looks like James is on. Woo.
We're just kidding. Oh, James is here too. I'll get him in here. So anyway, then over the years, when Prosperity Movement became a thing, we've just continuously reviewed our mission, vision, values and honed it in. And ultimately for us, it's a way of life. For our team, it's legit a way of living. Hey, James. So our mission is to impact the world by bringing the life-giving principles of prosperity to it. Okay. So life-giving principles. So we're essentially, we want to help people with kingdom principles. We want to help people improve themselves and ultimately, through their influence and improve the lives of those around them, whether it's through their example or through the things that the deeds and the acts that they do. Right. So that's our mission. Comments on that one or move on to vision?
No, keep going.
Okay.
Keep going. Yeah.
So our vision is to guide our community to back engineer their full power and potential with purpose-driven growth so that they can do more of the things they love with the people they love most. I mean, that's
kind of like a rhyme. I didn't realize how good that was. It's super rhymey, eh? It's like almost like a song. It's so good. Yeah. It's a powerful message, though.
It's huge. I mean, I was just talking to a guy today, actually, who he was like, when it comes to trading and stuff, I'm not looking to get like rich. That's not most important to me. And he's like, it's more about the time, like I would feel so wealthy if I just had control of my time and could spend it with my family, could spend it with my wife. That's amazing. That's what we hope to do to help people with. I don't know why my green screen's flipping out on me here, but It's the light reflecting off my bald head messes with it. So then we get into our values. So I remember when we first created these three values, we had like 20 values listed out, and then we had to like start like, well, this kind of means the same as this, and like we're combining them and prioritizing them. Must be a PC issue. Shut up, Travis. Hey, is the chat working? Can you guys why don't you just go in the chat and tell us where you're from, where you're coming in from? Okay, good. Travis. Europe. It's nice. Sequim, Washington. Very good. So our values are impact, integrity, and intentionality. Oh, cool. We got Saskatchewan, Kentucky, Kansas City. Beautiful. So we expand on these three and what they actually mean to us. So impact. In order to impact the world, we value time, health, relationships, and legacy relentlessly at the highest level. And I love the word relentlessly. And we played around with what we needed there for a while. I remember when we created this thing. And that's the word we came up with, because we're very relentless with our time, health, relationships, and legacy focus. Bryan, do you want to talk about those a little bit?
No, I think that's high level. That's high level for today. We can dive into it deeper on another time, but I think that's great.
And then integrity, we value people over profits. And we're driven and dedicated to the success of our community. And then finally, intentionality, we provide result-oriented support through mentorship to ignite an inspired and focused community. So that's our mission, vision, values. We live by that.
And if you want to see that, you like in more detail and like really soak into it and learn more about us, you can go to prosperitymovement.online. And if you go to the Meet Us tab and then just click on mission, vision, values, you'll see that broken down. And it really encompasses who we are, what we're about, and why we're doing what we're doing. And so, yeah, today really excited. We're gonna talk about accountability. We've talked about this topic before, but it's we need reminders sometimes. And so, but before we get into that, it's going to be fun to dive into accountability when we can start with the results that the community has been getting. James and the calls, and like we pride ourselves on this 92% success rate. And when you can see what's happening on the calls with James in phase 2, it's absolutely amazing. And I have cut out a clip that we don't show our indicators and all that kind of stuff are set up on these clips. We got to edit some of that stuff out, but you're going to see the reactions from our community on this one. We have a lot more that has happened. This was literally yesterday, and we have 2 more sessions filled with results. And actually, I have a bunch of screenshots that I'd also like to share, but let's start with this. This was fun.
So 19's okay, 17's good, 15's good. Everyone's in double figures anyway. Maybe we should be a little bit better, but we're okay. That's all right. We're in good hands. Everybody's over 10, and just remember, 10 pips a sodding hour will make you sensibly wealthy. That's the reality. So everyone that's over 10 pips, you have smashed it. Well done.
Nice.
Awesome. So James, that was yesterday's session, and I think that you had mentioned that there was 65 pips on the table for everyone to be able to capitalize on. And obviously, it looked like most of the students were getting like a third of that yesterday. But I mean, would you consider that to be a great day, witnessing the students do that kind of result?
Absolutely, yeah. I don't like witnessing my voice played back to me, but yeah, it's always great. It gives me goosebumps when the guys take pips. That's what we're here for, isn't it? Pips, and we're in a very fortunate position to be able to say, yeah, we get them, and we know where they are. I'm really looking forward. I'm going to promote it now again. Apologies for that. The coming Monday clinic session. It's going to be about mindset, and it's going to be about how I do what I do for and with the people who join us on the sessions. So I'm quite excited about it, and I'm looking forward to seeing the feedback from those who join me on it.
And you have an all-day session coming up. You usually do one all-day session once a month, right?
Yeah, usually the last Wednesday of every month.
The last Wednesday of every month. So we have a last Wednesday coming up for an all-day session coming up. On average, like that was one session where you were seeing that, like, first of all, before we get into that session again, I do want to share some of these screenshots from this morning. This was this morning. I absolutely love this. I'll read them out loud if you're listening to this on the podcast. But let's go, baby. 96 pips for the week and 3 guided sessions, and I'm thrilled with that. Let's go to the next one. Awesome, Janelle. Yes, took the buy open Todd and crushed 5.6%. Let's go, family. Janelle smacked my Dave says Janelle smacked my ass on pip count this morning. Did 5% pre-open with James and snagged 10% on Naz. Todd broker closed and will stay closed until the next session with James. Did 5% pre-open. Oh, nice. Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah, and they've got these gifts here. Who was that, Nick? Yeah. Spanking gift. Drew me boxes, and it went from box to box in 2-minute in buy mode, and then the 1 minute came to the T2B2 entry and happy days. Plus $200 on an ES open buy. It's been fun to watch, Nick. We don't usually share those types of numbers. I mean, the other day he almost had like an $800 trade as well. It's just been fun to witness these guys coming from other organizations, and they were in the drawdown, and then they come over here, and you're seeing people make some nice bucks. So let's go, family. Well done. Okay. Guy Beal is getting some support from Dave here. As you can see, not everybody's perfect, and we're still going through our growing phases. And David, okay, they're having fun here again. Nick is having fun in these chats.
Yeah.
But basically, Guy is basically saying that he didn't get what he was looking for today, and Dave is asking, if you don't mind, I would love to review with you, and we can tighten that up. And of course, Guy is going to take that opportunity. Just in demo, Kelly just came in, 2 wins for 20 pips. She just got into the group. Let's see, 8 pips. That's live for Quentin. We'll be on the afternoon session with James to close out my week. And then, of course, they're talking about the 96 pips from Janelle. That's how many days I think Janelle's been on here. Oh, so Todd account from 3 days, 96 pips in 3 days. It's insane. So Todd account had 5.6 growth. And me second, I love how he's speaking Irish here. And me second account for Sell Todd at 8 had a 3.8% growth. Happy days. And that's all balling. Yeah, absolutely amazing. So, yeah, that's some powerful things going on. So, again, James, we're kind of sharing a little bit of the last 2 sessions that you've had, because I think the other one was an afternoon session from yesterday. I thought it was the morning, but that was the afternoon session from yesterday. People were getting, those pips, averaging, 10, 20. We're seeing people get 30, sometimes 50, 60 pips in a session. In your all-day session, what can people kind of expect for opportunities? Because you said yesterday there was 65 pips on the table in that session. How many pips are typically on the table for an all-day session?
Well, we'd have several Todds included in that now, wouldn't we? So, 200-300 pips, I would expect. We've had days where there've been more. I would like to point out to everybody watching that we've had sessions where there were no pips. There was nothing to be done. We did nothing. And I even had one complaint about it. There was no trades in the session. This is terrible. I want my money back. And I thought, well, if you're going to be an overtrader, you're not going to like my level of discipline. You're really not. But my level of discipline keeps me from taking losses. I can't remember when last time I had a loss. I've had losses, but I think I had maybe 5 last year. And when I have one, it's a small one. In our sessions, and that's why I'm really big talking about Monday here. I want to explain to people on Monday how I do what I do so they can do what I do without me. Otherwise, this is no good. I die and you've got nothing. I need to pass this on before I go, and I want to make sure there's a lot more of me's out there so that you can be doing it. But you should be looking for 300 pips on an all-day session. I think that's sensible. We used to have in the other group there a 1,000 pip club, whereby if you do 1,000 pips in a day, you're in the 1,000 pip club. And we have several people who've done that. Several.
Wow.
So good.
We've had all day sessions where we did 600 and 700 pips anyway.
that don't know what a pip is, can you explain what that means to get the 60 pips, the 100 pips, the 1,000 pips? What does that mean translated as far as
Well,
result?
I always say, like, if I'm looking at the NAS now, there was an entry signal quite a long time ago, but it's still going. Oh my word, it's still going. Hang on, I just want to lock in a bit more. Yeah, okay, so it's on the 40 now. If let's say NAS goes from 16,845 to 16,940, that is 95 pips. Okay, so let's say it just goes from 16,930 to 16,940. That's 10 pips. You times that by your stake or your lot size. So if you're trading £1 a pip, you've made £10. If you're trading one lot or 0.1 of a lot, it depends what a value of a lot is for you. If you're trading 10 or £50 a pip, it's a buttload of money.
So are you talking about the 96 picks that Janelle got in the last 3 days? Or are you talking about the 96 that you're in a play right now?
But the one I'm in right now,
So you're at 96 in a play right now. Have you scaled in?
it's just gone through the 100.
Okay. Okay. What I want people to understand is that James here typically does a $50 lot size. So let's just do $50 times 96. You're at $4,800 right now on this call.
You know,
And-
5,000. And I had my target there, so I've taken that. That's done. That's banked.
So you had a take profit and it just triggered your take profit?
Yep.
Did you do any scaling in where you doubled down in any of that?
I added a bit when we went through the 900. When we went through 16,900, I added a bit there. So there was 45 pips that are at a higher value. And it's all, you know, again, I'm going to harp on about Monday because it's no emotion. We don't trade emotion. If you trade emotion, you're going to end up an emotional wreck. I'll be talking about it a lot on Monday. It's going to be free on YouTube. So by all means, watch it. Don't watch it. I don't care. But if you do, it will help you. That's the reality.
Okay. Very, very cool. So now let's get into the accountability part. Did you want to tell a story, Zach? Did you want to break down a little bit of what we're dealing with without saying names, or how do you want to proceed?
Yeah. It's just what's interesting to me is how so much of what we do and how we help folks can get ignored based on a personal experience, right? So like, is everyone that comes in to learn how to trade, does everyone learn at the same pace, at the same rate? Some people require more practice than others. Some people require different kinds of coaching than others too, right? So some people, maybe a nicer approach is more effective. Many times a not so nice approach is more effective. And what just blows my mind sometimes is that one individual can have their own experience, and maybe it wasn't the best start compared because they're comparing themselves to others, right? So they're saying, oh my gosh, James just got 100 pips on this call in 10 minutes. Why can't I do that? Right? I keep losing 10 pips at a time, right? And they start going in this like why loop, why, and then they end up kind of like just being lost. And then they start saying like, oh, it must be the broker. Oh, it must be the strategy. Oh, the settings must be off. I suck at technology.
Reddit said this.
What's
Reddit
that?
said that. Reddit said this.
Let me look this up on Reddit. Because, you know, if someone else loses money, they don't go on Reddit and complain and say the whole industry is a scam. That never happens.
Oh, yeah. And then they talk about this broker, but this one that I'm an affiliate marketer for is better.
Right. There's so much.
And then the contrast between, hey, this broker sucks, I'm not making any money. Oh no, this one I made all of this money, but I couldn't pull it out.
Yeah. There's so many mixed messages with that. Anyway, my point
Don't get me wrong, there are some unregulated brokers out there that happens with, but it's just a mixed message to say on one hand, it's rigged and I'll never win, but then I won so much, but for some reason I couldn't. But like, which one is it? What is it?
Because it's all based on. It's not based on actual real fact, right? something that I learned from my friend Blair. He always says this. He goes like, "There's optimists and there's pessimists, right? We know you got a glass. Is it half full? Is it half empty? We know that. And then sometimes a realist will say, I'm just being real, but really they're just covering up their pessimism by calling it a different label. So what Blair says is he says the glass isn't half full or half empty. There's 4 ounces of water. Right? It's like fact. Like there's no way to dispute it. There's no opinion or perspective. It's real. That's a real thing. And so when they put their own perspective on it based on, it's like they put the blinders on. They ignore everything we just went over in terms of James's results, or they ignore everything that's being posted in even our job killer chat this morning is looking pretty fantastic, right? They ignore all of the stories and everything else because they had a little bit of a trouble time learning, and they're not learning as fast as maybe they want to learn. And so they start pointing fingers everywhere except for at themselves to say, I need help. What can I do? What needs to happen?
One thing to note here is that everybody has the desire. Everybody wants to make more money. Everybody wants to be better at something, right? Like the desire, everyone has that to grow and be better. Very few people have the ambition to do what it takes on their own, which is where basically the entirety of the program here is instead of ambition and unleashing ambition, it's the accountability, different A word, right? And we hold people accountable because it's just a matter of time. It's a systematic approach. It's a mechanical thing of learning a skill set that, as James says, a gifted monkey could learn. And so there's an amount of time that it takes, and it's different person to person. That is the one variable that we can't for sure say any particular individual is going to have this much time until aha moment happens, right? And so instead of looking at this and saying, well, this person, is, lacks ambition, which is kind of what it sounds like to me, which is most people, we've got to take radical accountability ourselves and say, okay, what can we do to hold that person accountable to getting right back into things, right? Because it truly is just a recalibration, a reorientation of the mindset, recalibration in particular, like you're saying. It's not half full or half empty. Let's recalibrate and look at it from a proper lens. And then from there, we can actually move forward and take proper steps, right?
Yeah.
So the path to profitable, consistent trading or any other skill set. Okay. But in our case, we talk about trading. The path is narrow. Okay. There's a long, wide area out there of things you can do wrong, but there's very specific and calculatable and understandable approach towards doing it correctly. Right. And so we just got to make sure you're walking the right path. It really is that straightforward.
And like we think about guys like Paul. So Bryan, when you had your come to Jesus moment with Paul, how long had he been trading and not having a great track record at the beginning?
Oh,
It was like 7 months, wasn't it? 7 or 8.
No, he was killing it on demo.
Yeah.
And he was completely slaying it. Like he took his demo account to well over 6 figures, and he thought he was Superman. And then he didn't listen to start small and then turn something into something significant. So he took $2,000, and I think he dwindled it down to somewhere in around 400. And then we had a come to Jesus moment. And
how long before that come to Jesus? So all that demo, and then the not a great result in live. How long was that time frame?
I can't remember. I just remember the day getting I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't remember the time frame, but what I do remember, and we can get into another story after this, but high level, I just remember getting the email and seeing the response in the email, like the submission, and being like, oh, I better call him. And so then I called him, and I just met him where he was at, because I know I'd been there before. I think that we've got a lot of people in our community that's been there before, whether it's blown an account or seen a significant drawdown, significant loss. It hurts. It sucks. It doesn't feel good. And so I walked him through the emotions. I asked him if these were the things he was feeling. And then I just said, I called out what I had experienced when I was going through similar things. Like I have on record a $20,000 loss day in a 10-second, or basically a 10 or 10. It was very, very short session, less than 10 minutes. And basically, I relayed what I knew I did wrong because I had to take ownership. I relayed that I knew that I was operating an ego. I was operating in all of these things. And the more I kind of started describing all of the things that I needed to admit to in order to get past it, in order to get better, in order to get back on the winning train and do things properly, it all it all came crashing down for him in that call. And like it was like the veil came off, and he immediately was like, dude, I can't believe it. Like I see it. I get it. I understand it. And then it didn't take long for him after that. He had a call with you. I don't know if you came up with a game plan with him, but he basically 20x'd that account within a few months after that.
And what's Paul doing nowadays?
Last we chatted, he doesn't chat very much anymore. Paul, where are you? I miss you. You've been obviously killing it. You bugger you. But last we chatted, it was 80 minutes a month is paying that mortgage, and then he was scaling that out. And I've seen that happen before in our community where guys they're not as active in the chats anymore once they start getting what
they're doing good. So my point is, like, let's say that his demo and his losses, I want to say it was like over 6 months of trading when he was doing that, but let's just say it was about 6 months of time.
He was super patient. If you remember, he was posting every day about how he was getting in the zone, and he would post a lot about the days that he was walking away. And there were some weeks where he walked away like 2 to 3 times in that week.
You guys noticed how the people who just post, doesn't mean that they're posting positive or negative or anything, just are active and engaged, tend to have the best, most effective, efficient results. Have you guys noticed that as well?
Oh yeah. And so I guess my point is him not quitting and him like listening, setting aside like the ego in this in what you were saying there, and him just moving forward. I mean, he for sure does not regret that. On the flip side, if he had gone through and quit, which was his intent at that moment, he would have regretted that forever. James, I know you kind of came off strong with your first year of trading and stuff. I mean, did you ever have a moment of like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore?
And congratulations on the extra 20 pips that you just got.
Yes, good job.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I didn't, Zach, and it was the first trade I placed that let me know this is doable. Anybody can do it. I did it, so I'm going to do it again and figure out how I did it so that I can do it again in a more measured and managed format. Now, measured and managed weren't words I used or really understood back then, but I sure understand them now. And it is what I had in mind. I just knew whatever I did, I want to repeat that back then.
What an amazing attitude. I mean, how many people in our community have won at least once? All of them. Right. If you can win, you can do it again.
Yeah.
David Wimbush is asking in the Facebook group, James, he says, you in the spike up?
I took the 20, I closed it because I'm watching the Dow, and the Dow was on the big round number. There's a Camarilla level there as well. I saw some divergence and a couple of other reasons, and I thought rather than risk, I want another positive. So I nailed the 20. It's hovering around the level I got out right now, so I'm happy enough with that. But yeah. Tell him I took the first 100 and then another 20.
First 100, another 20, Dave. First 100, another 20. I think he's watching on Facebook. And talk about another story. Matt Schultz is watching. I can see he just loved the video on Facebook. That's another one of those guys.
Yeah.
James, how much did you have to slap that guy around?
I don't know. In hindsight, I wouldn't say it was that much for what he's achieved. Like everyone I've ever taught, they have this sort of learning curve and a profit curve, and then it takes off. Matt's wasn't so deep. Matt had some issues, and then boom, it's just gone. Matt's great. Oh, look at that.
There was another guy in that group too, but I could have swore you were slapping Matt around a bit.
I think it was the other guy.
It was the other guy.
Got more slapping. I must say, I must say, I was chatting to someone today who needs Monday coming. He is in the group, and we were messaging today, he and I. If he's watching, this is you. I think you'll know who I'm talking about, because we chatted in Heartbeat earlier. Monday, you need. But he was on the session with us. He gets pips in the session, no problem. Outside of the session, he's not using the same strategy. That's not consistent. If you're not going to give consistency, you're not going to get consistency. So on the Monday, that's why I said to him, I typed in the thing, you really need to see my session on Monday. It's all about the mindset of this emotional journey you're on. You're not the only one. He's not the only one by any means. But there is a cure. There is a right way to look at it, to view it, to do it. And once you get on that path, it's very hard to push you off it. Everyone in my sessions will be able to attest to what I'm going to say on Monday, and everyone on the session on Monday will be, I say I'm happy to be judged by a jury of my peers. That's the guys in my sessions. So come on the clinic on Monday and by all means judge what I have to say. You think it's nonsense? Say so and let's discuss it. But I don't think you won't be able to say it. That's the reality. It's going to be in your face, dude. This is the reality.
Very good. Coming back to Matt. Again, I've been in the chats and I've witnessed some of the things. I swear there were some moments, but he was consistent in showing up. There was, like you said, a learning curve. There was a time that he kept showing up on a weekly basis with you. You worked with him a little bit more one-on-one. And then, of course, you worked a little bit more one-on-one with Dave Wimbush, which Dave Wimbush just finished saying that he took 20 pips as well. Matt is doing amazing. Yes, Matt is doing amazing. So much so that you gave him credit. Go ahead.
We kind of brushed over that extra 20 pips that just got gained. I want there to be context for what that actually means. Okay, so 20 pips, James, minimum you're at $50 lot sizes, right? So there's a minimum of $1,000 gain. And while on this call, okay, so while you're listening to this call, there is $1,000 minimum gained. And now I'm not saying you're going to do that right out of the gates, but once you have the skill set, there are plenty of people that we talk to where $1,000 is a week's worth of 40 hours a week of income, right?
Yeah.
And so that little 20 pip gain,
$6,000 gained because it was 120 pips.
Yeah, but by the way, that's GBP, so it's more.
That's pounds.
Queen's head on.
So, yeah, with the Queen's head on. So that's even more. So he's doing pounds, but yeah, that's insane. But like thank you for coming back to Matt. We were just talking about Matt.
If Matt,
Can I say something about Matt before we?
Yes, that's what I wanted to get to. Was the fact that yesterday you highlighted him and some of the things that he's been developing from what he learned from you and all that stuff.
Yeah, a goosebumps moment for me. Matt is a major contributor. He is a massive asset to the group. Once someone has been through the learning process, you can pick something up and run with it, or you can, not, and you'll be one of those people that's, and it also ran. Matt picked it up, ran with it at a speed, and has developed it and has helped and contributed. Matt is the true vision of what a trader helping traders is. And I want to say a big and wholehearted and truthful thank you, Matt, because you are who I do it for. The likes of you that show me, I get this now, James. Thanks for that. And by the way, have you thought of this? Oh, well, great. Traders helping traders all day. Thank you.
And you know what? Last year, this month, January of last year, I was at Travis's house and I had to have a conversation with Matt because he was borderline going to quit. Isn't that crazy?
And sorry, Matt, I just want to preface this too. Like, if it seems like I'm glad that James is highlighting you and giving you props, but if it seems like we're punching you a bit in the process here, we've got some people right now in our community that we need to beat up a little bit. So we're trying to give the context surrounding.
They're where you were last year, Matt, and so I think that's the point that we're trying to get across. And same with Paul. He had that moment too, and no regrets and moving forward, as hard as it was to see at the time. And so just two wonderful examples of of what it looks like once it clicks. And to wait for it to click, you're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to shelf ego or whatever needs to happen for you to be that robot in front of the charts to get the result. My goodness, what a turnaround. And so that was kind of the point of bringing up these stories. If you've ever gotten to the point of, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, don't quit. Definitely let us help you and support you.
The
Now, when we
gentleman I was
describe-
speaking to earlier today, he's at that sort of crossroads, and I gave him a bit of a guide and a pointer. I need a one-to-one with him, to be honest. He does really, really well in the sessions, and then he goes and does something stupid outside. So he needs Monday, and there's a lot of people need it, in fairness. So let's deliver Monday and then take him in hand personally and put him where he needs to be and should be, in fairness.
Yeah.
And I talk about punching around, slapping around, and all that kind of stuff. If we were to kind of describe, like, because I know sometimes we got to be tough, lovey, but like, Zach, can you describe a little bit of what that conversation was like with Matt? Kind of like high level without, going too far into detail, but like, what was the process? What was the process like?
So what I like to do, and I did this with Matt and some other folks too, but I kind of just like to hear them out. So the first thing I do is, talk to me. What's going on? What are you thinking about? Shoot, even the person James brought up earlier, where they were a little upset that he didn't take any trades for like a few sessions. I did the same thing with that individual. So, where are you at? Talk to me. We're here to help. And then when they tell me, their perspective on things, my goal is just to simply shift it from a perspective to a reality. So, if they say something like, well, this just doesn't work for me. This just doesn't work for me. That's a very common thing that we will get. So I say, okay, cool. When you say it doesn't work for you, are you actually admitting that it works? It's just not working for you? Just to get clarity. And then if they can agree to that, if they can at least recognize that it's working for other people and it's just not working for them, well, great. Guess what? We need to figure out what it is that you specifically are doing that other people are not doing, or what are you not doing that other people are doing? We got to figure out what's the missing piece. So let's watch you trade, right? Let's record your trading session. Let's go through a certain drill for an entire week and reevaluate the next week, right? Like these are little baby steps that we'll do, hold your hand to help us identify what it is you're doing or not doing that's causing it to quote unquote not work. And then once we find that puzzle piece, we put it in place, you'll take off. Like this guy that James is referring to, he trades great on the sessions, not great off the sessions. I think there's a simple, immediate solution, which would be live with the sessions, demo off the sessions first. Let's start there until we get the demo to clean up and be just as effective as the live sessions. Then now we can start talking, right? But it's just that. I like to coach people, see where they're at. I usually confirm, okay, this is what you said. Am I saying this right? Okay, cool. Now we got to kind of coach through and see if we can figure out the missing piece of the equation.
And it might be frustrating going to demo because all you're thinking about is how much I want to be making right now. We get it. But I remember Matt, this time last year, he was strictly demo, was he not?
Yeah.
And now he's running 2 live accounts.
And running them with our community too. He's coaching them.
Yeah. That's
and
insane. The growth.
Really cool bowling shirts too, since he's also really good at bowling. Zach, you got that with you right now?
James,
you guys who's got James's shirt?
Yeah, apparently there's one for me. I want it.
Well,
James, look
I
at
need
this.
it in time for June. I'm taking my daughter bowling.
That's the James shirt. There you go.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
I gotta get that to you.
Matt's a national champion bowler. We were in a good, it was awesome to be able to sponsor that for him this year. So yeah.
I'll need tips as well off him then.
He's giving you trading tips and now he's going to give you bowling tips.
Cool.
There you go.
He's a good egg. It's really good to have him in the group. He's the kind of people we want. The guys who want to make a living from it. If you're going to dabble, if you're going to give it a go, give it a rest. I want the reality. You know, you were talking about the glass half full, half empty. I've got a glass and there's something in it. That'll do. Bonus if it's a single malt.
Very cool.
Awesome.
So that's you know, I hope that this didn't seem like a harsh perspective on things. It's just that we do know what is possible, and you know, for us, we've also seen every other opportunity out there on the planet. There's all sorts of like affiliate marketing, sales opportunities, MLM opportunities, all sorts of things. Nothing compares to the opportunity of trading in terms of time and effort investment and what you get out of it. Nothing compares. There's just no other. If you find a better one, let me know. But I'm highly doubtful.
Hey,
I want to.
do you want a champion? Do you want a championship team coach, or do you want the softy who's just going to try to make you feel good?
Championship team coach.
I mean, it sounds like you also have a process of meeting people where they're at, Zach, where you actually do get to them eye level, you make the deep connection, and then you guide them through to the truth. Sometimes the truth is a little uncomfortable, but it's not like you're a meanie.
Right. Yeah.
James, on the other hand. Anyways, I think you had something to say there, James.
I was going to say I taught people stuff last week Monday this week Monday in the clinic session, and I had one guy. He said he didn't understand it, don't get it, don't know what you're talking about. Really doesn't make any sense to me. And I said, look, it's an above and below rule. So this above, that below. And he said, I'll test it. He goes off and he tests it, and he sends me these messages. And it starts out daft. I'm scared. OMG. Anyway, he takes 26 trades. 25 of them are in the blue. Then the result, final result, 60 pips, 66 pips in the win, 3 of a loss. Total 69 wins by the end of the hour and 3 losses. So 66 pips net after 1 hour with 1 indicator. There you go. That's the stuff I expect from and get from the people who listen to me.
That's all you got to do. Just got to
Still
listen.
don't get it? Anybody still don't get it? Okay. We
And
would
yeah,
like
if you
to
didn't
help
get
you.
it, I'd have explained it again and again and again. I don't mind. I'll explain it 14 times. But once you get it, it's life-changing.
Yeah. It's so
I think what's
good.
really cool too is one of the biggest things that I hear from people who have tried trading somewhere else is like this idea of like roller coasters, up and down, up and down, up and down, or really blown accounts. Bryan, how many blown accounts did we have in the community last year in 2023?
How many blown accounts have we had in 2023? We've had none on record. There's no on record.
0.
Not with those that are submitting at the bare minimum. The ones that are following system and submitting, they don't exist unless students have not said anything. But systemized wise, we have nothing on record.
And it's a pretty straightforward reason why, because it's systematized. It's an accountability system as well, self-accountability, and all of us as working together. It doesn't happen. A lot of the issues that are occurring outside in the trading world that most people are bringing up as their possible concerns, they're being addressed within an actual group of people who are actually trying to trade, right? And just really proud of everyone who's been working with us and doing what they're doing, you know, and we just got back from Pensacola, and that, my gosh, you know, other than the storms and my hotel room getting water in it, we had a great time. I loved meeting everybody in person. It brought a completely new perspective, even just for me, as far as what kind of, you know, people are in the community. Just a really great time. Except for Shane.
Apologies if I accidentally had our live. I was responding to Steve Rooker on Facebook, and while I was responding to him, our video on Facebook went on. So if you accidentally heard yourself back while you were talking there for a second, my apologies.
All good,
Okay,
man.
Cool. Just responded to him. He asked, was this class recorded? I just
Monday.
posted some of the results from yesterday.
No, he's referring to the one where James was saying he had to tell the guy, look, it's an over or under thing with the one indicator. So that was your clinic this last Monday, James?
Well, that's where we discussed the indicator and the mathematics of it, because it's all maths. It's not
Yes.
random like.
So Steve,
But today in the live session we were talking about it, and then we messaged a bit, privately afterwards while he sort of wrapped his head around it, and then he did the exercise, and it's all pips for jam now, we could say, because he's got it now.
Yeah. So
is Steve one of our members, Zach?
Yes. Yep.
He's one of our members. Okay.
So there is a I want to say that there's a replays for the the Monday calls. Don't we have a replay thing for that? We do. Just we'll get someone to reach out to you, Steve. I don't know where it is, but
you can is that a reach out to Donald thing?
Yeah. I always stick it in the pod chat, so it'll be there with the link to the YouTube video.
Oh yeah. If you go into the pod chat, Steve, and just go back to Monday, you'll be able to see it there. So in the pod chat, I'll actually, you know what? Is that something that is a public thing?
Yeah.
Yep.
James, can I post that publicly? Because it would have been Monday right here, James Webinar 15/01/2024, correct?
Yeah, we haven't got any of our major indicators on there. There's just that one new one that I wanted people to consider as an instead of, or maybe an as well, the above and below rule, because it's based on probability and statistics, that indicator. So it's a good one to use.
Okay, awesome. Well, there it is. I just posted it for you in the Facebook group chat. What you're looking for there. The recording is sitting right there. Awesome.
So if you guys want to be a part, like James has mentioned it many times, his clinic session here coming up on Monday. If you want to be a part of that, and more than that, you want to trade with James, or you want the accountability that we're talking about, where, if you are going through a tough time with your journey, you've got someone to kind of talk to about it and help guide you to a solution. If that's something that you want to do, you got to join our program. We have a program called our Elite Program. It involves everything, no limits. It's just a one-time payment. All you have to do, you go to prosperitymovement.online. Okay, I'll type it out here. Prosperitymovement.online. In the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little chat bubble. Okay, click on that and type in the word results. Okay, you want results. So type in the word results. And someone from our team will reach out to you, and we'll book a time with you with our team members. Prosperity Movement Online. I hope I spelled that right. I did.
Yeah,
okay. So book a time with our team. Just type in result. We'll reach out to you. We'll get you started. We'll get you going. Share with you all the different things. We're only talking about like 2 parts of our whole system. We have a lot. And it's not a lot as in, oh my gosh, it's overwhelming. No, it's step by step, piece by piece. But in the end, it's there to help you build legacy. So anyway, so it looks like Jonathan's looking to talk with you, Travis. Jonathan, what's your last name? You can do hosts and panelists there so that only we can see it. Okay, cool. So Travis, if you can reach out to him, that'd be awesome.
Is he on Hub or?
Oh, actually, John, I think I've talked to you a couple times as well. So no, he's over text. Okay, cool. So so John Thomas is a potential new person here to come on in.
Okay.
So anyway, guys, we're happy to help. We love what we do. We love seeing the results, especially I think this year, pip count wise. James, what are we at now? Do you know?
Good question. Let me see. I don't know about the year. I just have a whole total for all that time. I haven't calculated the year.
Okay. Well, when we were on the 14th, it was like 716 pips for the year at that point. And yeah,
probably a couple hundred since then. Well,
who wants to take this question from Ernest Das? Can someone brand new to trading do this?
Yeah.
It's even better if you're brand new to trading, because
why is it better, Zach?
Well, we could use
no bad habits.
We could use Matt as an example again. He came from a different organization, had some very bad habits that needed to be unlearned. And unlearning those can sometimes be a very difficult task. So if you don't have those bad habits, dude, we can mold you in the way that is needed to have success with trading. Easy. And as James says, happy days.
Where's my song?
I know I haven't been working on that song, James. I got to get on it. We've got that other song.
Your
What is
bad
the-
habits lead to me.
Yeah, James sent me some lyrics. I'm supposed to record an Ed Sheeran cover, uh, and I have not prioritized that because of all the new foundational stuff that we've put in place for the company focus this year. But we do have, what was the other one that we recorded? We've got to share that at some point. We got to do something with that.
We
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
In
it's
the
really
shape
good.
of our charts, and we got
Shape of our charts.
1,535 pips so far.
This week?
No, this year.
This year. Either way. It's like, well, that's this year. That's little over 2 weeks.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Okay.
That's crazy.
Never thought of that.
That's averaging about 500 pips a week right now. Sheesh.
Happy days.
That's
And yeah, absolutely anybody can do this, Ernest. I always say I am nobody. I grew up in Liverpool with nothing, and I've done well from trading. I'm at it since April 2004. So in April this year, I'll have been at it 20 years. I'm still going. I'm still not disappointed. I'm very happy. So, Ernest, yes, anybody can do it. Well, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
so good.
It's just following the rules and practicing. I mean, that's really what it is. Been doing it.
Janelle again, first 3 days on the train, and she's at 96 pips. Okay. Anyway, I think again, prosperitymovement.online, results in the little chat bubble. Put in your information. We'll get you moving and grooving. And we look forward to welcoming you home. We're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but progress is inevitable over here. So come on down and I think, what is it? Tony Robbins says that the biggest piece of purpose that a person and fulfillment that a person can like experience is a sense of progress. And so we want to help you progress in your life. We want to help you back engineer your full power and potential. We want to help you, drive your dreams. And so it's super simple. ProsperityMovement.online, get in that little chat bubble, bottom right-hand corner, results as a subject line. Put in your information. We'll get the conversation started. And we'll help you get there. We'll guide you to it. All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye for now.